Hello, my name's Stephanie. I chose to do my video project on the term bureaucracy. I chose to look up a few different definitions of the word and then compare it to a everyday life example for myself. So according to Wikipedia, bureaucracy is a body of non-elected government officials. Let's get that in there. And then, according to Webster, bureaucracy is government characterized by a specialization of functions, an adherence to fixed rules or policies, and a hierarchy of authority. I felt like these two were really good definitions to use for the example in which I will provide. So I work at a mental health facility for the last 2 years. I have recently applied to be a QMHA, a Qualified Mental Health Associate. It requires that you either have 3 years experience in the field or that you have a bachelor's degree. I have neither of those two. However, I have a combination of the two, and so I figured after my 2-year mark it was worth a try. So I decided to send an email to my supervisor. This is going to be my supervisor for my video. She is a little loving in this example. And so I sent her an email. She responds back rather quickly over the phone and tells me the process that I need. She tells me that I need to provide my records from school as well as fill out an application and take a test. So I go through the bureaucratic system of my work and through Portland State in order to achieve that goal. I get it all done, I submit it, and I give her a call back. Hey, I'm ready. I sent it in to you. Oh, my supervisor needs to do it? Okay. So I go and talk to my supervisor, at which point he says, oh, it's great. I just need to sign something and send it back in. We wait and we wait and we wait. Nothing's changed. So I decided to give her a call back. She tells me that she's not quite sure of what had happened, but that she would go through the process and figure it out. So she responds back to me a few days later and tells me that it had fallen through the cracks, that the email was sent and no one bothered to check or receive it. I'm not really exactly quite sure, but she had to go through her own bureaucratic system of supervisors and hierarchy members, CEO members even, in order to figure out what had happened. So I'm waiting. I have another 2 to 3 weeks until I'll be compensated. However, the nice, loving human resources manager decided that she'll back pay me for all of that time. To further demonstrate this example in comparison with my definitions, I found some synonyms online. These synonyms include red tape. The red tape that I had to go through in order to navigate through this bureaucratic system. The rules and regulations and protocols, in addition to the paperwork. So those all right there can be demonstrated through the quiz that I had to take, the transcripts that I had to obtain, the paperwork that needed to be filled out by my supervisor, human resources, CEO members, all of that. So I hope that this example that I provided using the assistance of Esmeralda, my dog, was able to define those examples that I found online. I'm going to hold them up again right here, one at a time. That will probably be better. So Webster is the government characterized by a specialization of functions. Each part of this team has their own specialized function, and adherence to fixed rules with a hierarchy of authority. The rules are set in place. The people do only at the capacity that their job allows them to do. So that definition was definitely played out in my example. And then the Wikipedia's example, a body of non-elected government officials. None of those people were elected for their various roles. They were hired for them, or they volunteered for them in some cases. And so therefore, the people that make the say-so and run the program were not elected by myself or people within my role, or in addition to that, they weren't elected by the community that they serve, the mental health community. These are just non-elective government officials who create fixed rules that we must follow in our society. So I hope that this was a great example of bureaucracy and that you were able to see the definitions play out in it. And thank you.